Welcome to Storied Audio. Wes had built a life he was proud of: good job, quiet apartment, a routine that kept him grounded. Success hadn't come easy, but he'd earned every inch of it. Most days he walked home from work to clear his head, letting the noise of the city fade behind him. That was when he saw it. A missing person flyer stapled crookedly to a telephone pole. The wind tugged at the edges, making the paper flutter like it was trying to get his attention. He stepped closer. Vanessa Carter. Age 29. Last seen 2 weeks ago. His stomach dropped. Vanessa. The girl everyone knew in high school. The girl who lit up every hallway she walked through. Once, he almost approached at lunch but lost his nerve at the last second. She never even looked his way back then. Why would she? He was invisible, quiet, forgettable. But now she looked nothing like the girl he remembered. The photo on the flyer showed a woman still beautiful but hollowed out, tired, broken in a way that made his chest ache. What happened to you? He read the flyer 3 times before forcing himself to walk away, but her face stayed with him. Especially the line, last seen near East Briar District. He drove through East Briar every morning on his way to work. For the next week he took detours, side streets, alleys, rundown blocks he normally avoided. He didn't know what he was expecting. He just knew he couldn't ignore that flyer. On the 7th day he found her. She was sitting behind a rusted, half-collapsed car in a narrow alley, surrounded by 3 people who looked just as lost as she did. Her hair was tangled, her clothes worn, her eyes distant. But it was her. Wes stepped out of his car, heart pounding. One of the men stood up immediately. "Keep walking, man. I just want to talk to Vanessa," Wes said, voice shaking. She looked up at the sound of her name, confused, wary. She didn't recognize him, not that he expected her to. "What do you want?" she asked. He held out the flyer with trembling hands. "People are looking for you." Her eyes filled instantly. She pressed her lips together, trying not to cry, but a tear slipped down anyway. He guided her to his car. She hesitated but eventually climbed in. They talked for nearly an hour. She told him everything: how after high school she fell in with the wrong people, how drugs took over her life, how she burned every bridge she had. "I messed everything up," she whispered. "I don't have anyone left." "You have me," he said before he could stop himself. "I have a guest room. You can stay there until you figure things out. No pressure. No expectations. Just safety." She stared at him like she was waiting for the catch. "I don't trust people," she said quietly. "Not anymore. They always want something." "You don't owe me anything," he said. "Your own room. Your own bathroom. No strings. Just a place to breathe." She studied him for a long moment, then nodded. That night he ordered pizza. They sat at his kitchen table, the warm light softening the shadows under her eyes. She ate slowly like she wasn't used to having enough. "You said we went to school together?" she asked. "Yeah. You probably don't remember me." "I don't," she admitted, looking guilty. "It's okay," he said with a small smile. "I was pretty forgettable." She shook her head. "Not anymore." For weeks she stayed with him. She slept, ate, showered, healed. She even started looking for part-time work. He never pushed, never asked for anything. He just helped. Rides to interviews, new clothes, quiet encouragement. And then one day he came home to find the front door busted open. His heart stopped. "Vanessa?" he shouted, running inside. Nothing. He called the police with shaking hands. Hours passed like years. When they finally found her, she was curled behind a dumpster, bruised and terrified. A man she owed money to had tracked her down. He beat her, threatened her, and only fled when he heard sirens. When Wes saw her at the hospital, she burst into tears. "I'm sorry," she sobbed. "I shouldn't have stayed with you. I brought danger to your home." "You didn't," he said, voice breaking. "You're safe now. That's all that matters." After that, he moved them to a new apartment across town. New locks. New neighborhood. New phone for her. A clean slate. Months passed. She got a part-time job at a bakery. She smiled more. She laughed sometimes. She looked like someone rebuilding herself piece by piece. Then one morning she approached him nervously. "Wes, can you drive me to my mom's house? I need to tell her I'm okay. And I need to apologize." He nodded immediately. When they pulled into the driveway, her mother ran out before the car even stopped. She wrapped Vanessa in her arms, crying into her hair. "I thought I lost you," her mother whispered. "I'm sorry, Mom," Vanessa said, voice trembling. "I'm so sorry." After a long embrace, Vanessa turned toward Wes. "Mom, this is my boyfriend Wes." His face flushed red. He opened his mouth to correct her, but her mother was already hugging him. "Thank you," she said. "Thank you for bringing my daughter back." Inside they talked for an hour. Vanessa held his hand the entire time. On the drive home he finally asked, "Boyfriend?" She looked down, cheeks pink. "You take care of me. You make me feel safe. I can tell you like me." He swallowed. "I do." "I like you too," she whispered. She reached for his hand again. He squeezed gently, afraid she might disappear if he held too tight. But she didn't. For the first time in years she wasn't running. She wasn't hiding. She wasn't lost. She was choosing something, choosing him. And as they drove home, fingers intertwined, both of them realized something neither had dared to hope for. They weren't broken anymore. They were healing, together. Subscribe to the channel for more audio stories.